Good evening and welcome. Thanks very much for tuning in to NDTV 24/7. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and on every story that matters, the buck stops here. First, it was a defense of the Delhi bombers, and now a threat of jihad. The question is the Jamiat trying to incite the country's Muslims to take to violence, to take to the streets? And this question needs to be asked today thanks to Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind Chief Mahmood Madni's speech in Bhopal, which has drawn outrage and condemnation. While speaking about the rights of minorities and the perceived increased persecution of Muslims in India, Madni spoke of what he called the misrepresentation of the word jihad. He said that what is projected as a threat of violence is actually a sacred concept, and then reiterated that till the time there is zulm, till the time that there are atrocities in India, this jihad will continue. Now, you could think that perhaps he was only engaging in an academic discussion over how this one word jihad is perceived. But what's important is what he goes on to say next. Not only did Madni give this call to jihad, he also issued a barely veiled threat to the Indian state itself. Questioning the Supreme Court rulings on issues like triple talaq and waqf, he said that if such interference in the matters of Muslim community continues, then Muslims should be ready to fight until their last breath.
कुछ अरसे से बिलखुसूस बाबरी मस्जिद, तलाक सलासा जैसे बहुत से मसलों पर फैसले के बाद यह तासुर आम हो रहा है कि अदालतें हुकूमतों के दबाव में काम कर रही हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट उस वक्त तक ही सुप्रीम कहलाने का मुस्तहिक है जब तक आईन की पाबंदी करे, कानून के हुकूक का ख्याल रखे। अगर ऐसा न करे तो वो इखलाकी तौर पर भी सुप्रीम कहलाने का हकदार नहीं है। जहां जंग व क़िताल के माने में इस्तेमाल हुआ है, वो भी जुल्म फसाद के खात्मे और इंसानियत की बका के लिए है। इसलिए जब जब जुल्म होगा तब तब जिहाद होगा। मैं इसको दोबारा कहता हूं, जब जब जुल्म होगा तब तब जिहाद होगा। हम ये साफ कर देना चाहते हैं कि हुकूमतें हमारे मजहबी मामलात में मुदाखलत न करें, वरना हम लड़ेंगे और आखिरी दम तक लड़ते रहेंगे। क्या दुनिया में आज कोई जिंदा कौम ऐसी भी है जो मुश्किलात में महसूर न हो? इसलिए मैं कहता हूं कि मुश्किलात जिंदगी की अलामत है। मुर्दा कौमें मुश्किलात में मुब्तला नहीं होती, वो तो सरेंडर कर देती है। वो कहेंगे वंदे मातरम पढ़ो तो पढ़ना शुरू कर दे।
One can try and give all the excuses one wants about the definition of a word, but make no mistake, this was an utterly political speech. Repeated references were made about how Muslims are being forced to sing Vande Mataram, and anyone who actually agrees to do it is a murda qaum. Make no mistake, this was a barely veiled provocation reaching out to the Muslim community in the country and basically telling them that in India, now they have no hope for justice. Everything is compromised. The government is against you. Even the Supreme Court is under its influence and is out to get you. These utterances naturally have set the cat among the pigeons. The BJP accused the cleric of trying to create unrest in the country. But unsurprisingly, even with such provocation, the usual suspects have jumped in to try and rationalize this incitement.
हालात देखिए ना, जो बंदी साहब ने कहा है उसकी गंभीरता को सोचिए कि क्यों उनको ऐसा कहना पड़ रहा है। जो उन्होंने बोला है उनकी शब्दों के वजन को समझिए। बंदी कोई सड़क चलते हुए आदमी नहीं है, बहुत बड़े धार्मिक नेता हैं। उनकी बात को गंभीरता के साथ लेना चाहिए।
ये बड़ा देश का दुर्भाग्य कहिए कि जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ये कह रहा है कि मेरे पास ऐसा कोई सबूत नहीं है कि मंदिर तोड़ के मस्जिद बनी हो, और ये भी कह रहा है कि 1949 में मूर्तियां गलत रखी गई, ये भी कह रहा है कि बाबरी मस्जिद को इलीगल तरीके से तोड़ा गया, और ये भी कह रहा है कि जो लोग इसमें शामिल हैं उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, और फिर भी जगह उठा के मंदिर को दे देता है। लेकिन मुसलमानों ने इस वजह से कबूल किया कि ठीक है, चलो 400-500 साल पुराना एक मामला ख़त्म हुआ, जान छूटी, ये देश में जो नफरत फैल रही थी ये कम से कम होगी। लेकिन पता चला कि वो तो और ज़्यादा हो गई, नए रास्ते निकल गए। तो ये जो पीड़ा है, इस पीड़ा को उन्होंने व्यक्त किया है।
हम भाजपा से ये सवाल जरूर पूछना चाहते हैं कि आखिर क्या कारण है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने नारा दिया था सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, क्यों आज देश का अल्पसंख्यक भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार पे विश्वास और भरोसा नहीं कर पा रहा है?
अगर आप न्याय प्रणाली पर भी भरोसा नहीं करेंगे तो ये गलत है ना। आप देश को आप अराजकता में नहीं लेके जा सकते। कानून व्यवस्था जिसके ऊपर और कोई नहीं है, कानून के सामने हर कोई एक बराबर है और भारत में कानून का राज चलता है। न्याय प्रणाली पर भी अगर कोई भरोसा नहीं करेगा तो इस सोच के बारे में कुछ नहीं कहा जा सकता।
मैं ये अपनी सलाह देना चाहता हूँ कि ऐसा ना हो आप वंदे मातरम और पूरे देश को एक कटघरे में खड़ा करना चाहते हैं, वंदे मातरम का आप टिप्पणी करना चाहते हैं, ऐसा ना हो इस देश के सनातनी सड़कों पर उतरे और तुम जैसे मौलानाओं को दौड़ा दौड़ा कर मारना शुरू कर दो।
मौलाना महमूद मदनी साहब का जो अभी बयान आया है और उन्होंने जो बातें कही हैं, ना तो मैं इस बात से इत्तेफाक रखता हूं और ना ही भारत का कोई मुसलमान उनके इस बयान से इत्तेफाक रखता है। ये उनका बयान बेबुनियाद है। उनके इस बयान से देश का माहौल खराब होगा, देश के अंदर अराजकता पैदा होगी।
And that brings us to the big questions on which the buck stops here, and frankly it should be the only question anyone is asking today. Why isn't action being taken against Mahmood Madni when he is openly now provoking Muslims of India against the Indian state? A police complaint has been filed. Why is this man not behind bars? And politically, what possibly explains the cover fire being given to the likes of Mahmood Madni by leaders like Imran Masood, leaders of the Samajwadi Party? Are they really willing to risk peace in our country purely in the hope of securing their communal politics? Joining us on the debate today, Tuhin Sinha, National Spokesperson of the BJP, author Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Yasmin Farooqi, National General Secretary of the SDPI, Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst. And I want to actually start with you, Shahid Ali. You yourself are an advocate. How can you possibly defend a man who today is saying that
on my phone?
That we must not believe the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court is acting on instructions of the government? He is today saying that there will be jihad in this country and you're defending him.
Mr. Madni has not said so that they don't believe Supreme Court or they don't follow the Supreme Court or obey the Supreme Court orders. What he has said, that once the Supreme Court has said something about triple talaq, the government has not inserted any such act to safeguard the interest of Muslims, or in terms of the Quran, what the Quran says. They just took an idea
so
from the Supreme Court.
Essentially what Mr. Madni is saying, that the Supreme Court is going against our interests, hence the Supreme Court is acting on the instructions of the government, and the Supreme Court has lost the right to be called Supreme. What are you trying to convey?
This is an open fact that as and when there is a strong government in the nation, whether that was earlier in earlier days of some other party or now Bharatiya Janata Party, they always this try to provide a judiciary, not only judiciary, but they try to provide each and every institution, and they sometimes even this capture those institutions. So this is not a new or bizarre thing. This
So you will do jihad. You will tell people to do jihad. Sir, when you stitch all of these things together, the message is not lost on anyone. जब आप कहते हैं कि जब तक जुल्म होगा तब तक जिहाद होगा और आज के दिन में सब पे जुल्म हो रहा है.
In India, the narrative of jihad is very, very wrong. In fact, the jihad has been this propagated as a very bad thing. But jihad means sangharsh, as Dr. Ambedkar has said. Shikshit bano, sangharsh karo. Sangharsh means jihad. So jihad does not mean that you should wage war. So jihad has to be understood in its literal meaning. For what purposes and which sense that has been used.
चलिए, इसमें whatever different definition you are giving to jihad, what does he mean when he says that we will fight until our last breath? What is this last breath that you are taking? There is no physical war. Why is he saying हम आखिरी सांस तक लड़ेंगे? कौन सी लड़ाई की बात कर रहे हैं आप?
a particular statement has to be seen in its this perfection, or whatever statement in one go has was made, that cannot be looked into in piecemeal कि साहब यहाँ से हमने एक लफ्ज ले लिया, वहाँ से हमने दूसरा लफ्ज ले लिया. So if you hear his statement, what he says, that the Muslims of India always follow Supreme Court, always follow law and orders. But now at the behest of the government, some orders are being passed. The government is trying to provide them. The government
So you're
is
trying to tell them to stop following the
So this
orders
is-
of the Supreme Court.
Please, once again, I could not hear.
You're telling them to stop following the orders of the Supreme Court. Essentially, that is what you're telling the
Absolutely not.
gathering.
Supreme Court has to be followed by everyone. So we people are not like that. That when Babri Masjid order was passed, all Muslims of India followed that. Whether we welcomed or not, whether we liked or not, but we all Muslims of India.
Okay, Dr. Anand
Absolutely.
Ranganathan.
In Islamic.
Dr.
Please see.
Dr. Anand
In
Ranganathan,
consonance
Shahid
with
Ali
that,
is saying
we
this is not a
followed-
provocation. This is not a provocation. This was only about saying we are law-abiding citizens, but if somebody was to do us injustice, we are going to reply. Where's the provocation? There is no provocation.
Yeah, good evening, Padmaja. And he's right. They're all right. Look, right since this nation's pulse was controlled by Mahatma Gandhi, we have witnessed minority appeasement either as virtue signaling or placation of victimhood at the cost of the Hindus. Right from Khilafat movement to Rangila Rasool to Article 35A to amending only Hindu Code Bill to school curriculums to Hajj subsidy to Places of Worship Act to Waqf Act to RTE Act to ignoring Child Marriage Act to Shah Bano, every single time the minority has been appeased, it has only emboldened them for further blackmail and at enormous cost for their own community. It has made even our PMs to declare that Muslims have the first right or claim to resources. Let us now fast forward. Madani is speaking the truth. We can't handle the truth. That's not his problem. That's our problem. And by the time I end, take it from me that I will be accused of 4 crimes. Misinterpretation, miscontextualizing, whataboutery, and non-believer ignorance. Never mind. Look, there are 2 things, Padmaja, that we need to understand. Number 1, there is no such thing as radical Islam. If I read and follow chapter and verse of the book Biochemistry by Leninger, do I become a radical scientist? Or if I memorize the Sebastian textbook of surgery, would you call me a radical surgeon? The essence of azan amplified through the loudspeaker 5 times a day is no one has the right to be worshipped but Allah 4062. Those who disbelieve in our verses, we will drive them into a fire 456. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah. Fight them until they give jizya while they are humbled 929. Look, a practicing Muslim who believes in the Sharia and every single word that there is in the Holy Quran is a good Muslim. While a Muslim who drinks, fornicates, indulges in idle talk or music, supports Muslim women who reject the burqa, draws a portrait of whosoever he wishes to, marries a non-Muslim, is homosexual, gives equal share of inheritance to females, and is fine with all his fellow Muslims being all of the above, is a bad Muslim. Allah has defined just who is a good Muslim. 33, 36, 3, 132, 8 to 49, 50. And every single time the apologies cringe at violence or retribution being ordered, they bring out the excuse of context or interpretation in order to hide the true meaning. In fact, I put it to you, it is the Muslims who are Islamophobic. Just give me a minute. They fear Islam. They fear to bring out the orders and the commandments of their holy book in its entirety on Jews, Christians, polytheists, homosexuality, apostasy, heresy, dress code, wife beating, blasphemy, because they fear being called illiberal and hypocrites. So they end up condemning and branding as radicals the Muslims who are faithfully following the fundamentals. They snare the fundamentalists but spare the fundamentals, and Madani is following the fundamentals. Look, the disbelievers of that time, polytheists, Christians, Jews, homosexual, apostate, were seen to possess certain characteristics. And it is these characteristics that are condemned and ordered to be punished by the Holy Book. The orders are not for non-believers of that time. They are for anyone who possesses these characteristics for all times. It is specious, is it not, to claim orders that apply to non-believers are meant for non-believers of that time,
Okay.
but orders that apply to believers are meant for believers of today's time. Just 30 seconds. There is a parallel world, Padmaja, that is inhabited by millions of Madanis. A world where they are not bound by rules, morality, ethics, propriety by which they want the rest of us to be bound by. Because their morality, ethics, conduct is not dictated by man but by God. Let us be under no illusion. The situation is intractable. It hasn't changed for 1,000 years. Why on earth will it change in 10? Yaqub passed on the baton to Afzal, who passed it on to Burhan, who passed it on to Tahir, who passed it on to Madani. And unknown to us, Madani has already passed it on to someone. Remember, moderates wield the pen, extremists the gun.
But he's saying that this is not a threat at all. He is absolutely clear. This is not a threat. This is a law-abiding citizen saying, I have complaints with the Indian state. Why are you perceiving it as a threat, Dr. Ranganathan? That is the whole problem.
Can I answer that, Padmaja?
I don't perceive it as a threat at all. It is absolutely normal. It is as much as a threat as it was 500 years ago or 700 years ago or 1300 years ago.
Okay.
It is the normal. We have to get used to it.
यास्मिन फारूकी, has the pretense also gone now? अब तो ओपनली ये कहा जा रहा है कि भाई वंदे मातरम भी नहीं गाना है, वंदे मातरम जो गाएगा वो मुर्दा कौम है। मतलब जो भी सेक्युलर है उसको आप फंडामेंटलिस्ट बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
नहीं, आप ट्विस्ट कर रही हैं उनकी बात को। उनकी बात कहने का अंदाज अलग है, उनका बुज़दिल कौम के लिए बात करने का अंदाज है। आप उसको ट्विस्ट करके आप उसको गलत मायने दे रही हैं। उनकी बातों में कोई गलत नहीं है, एक सच्ची बात कही गई है। अब अगर सच जो है वो कड़वा लगता है तो इसमें उनका तो कसूर नहीं।
क्या है सच? क्या है सच?
इसमें उनका कसूर नहीं है, क्योंकि सच हमेशा कड़वा होता है।
नहीं, सच क्या है?
सच ये है कि 1919 में, बता रही हूँ ना, अगर आप सुनने की हिम्मत रखें तो बता रही हूँ, थोड़ा तसल्ली से, जैसे पहले वालों को सुनाए मुझे भी सुन लें। 1919 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक फैसला आता है कि मंदिर में वो मूर्तियां गलत रखी गई, मस्जिद गलत तोड़ी गई, उसको नहीं तोड़ा जाना चाहिए था। और फिर उसके बाद अपने हक को या अपने गलत अधिकार को इस्तेमाल करते हुए एक फैसला आता है कि बाबरी मस्जिद की जगह मंदिर बनेगा, मान लिया गया। और उसी बात को जब आरएसएस ये कहता है कि अगर ये फैसला आया कि मस्जिद नहीं टूटेगी या मस्जिद नहीं हम तो मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे, तो कोई मायने ही नहीं रखता है। तब वो एकदम आराम से सह ली जाती है बात कि भाई वो तो आरएसएस कहेगा कि हम किसी की नहीं सुनेंगे। मस्जिद के लिए ये ऑर्डर देता है सुप्रीम कोर्ट कि मस्जिद नहीं टूटी जाएगी, उसके बावजूद मस्जिद टूटी जाती है। उसके बाद उन सारे मुजरिमों को बाइज्जत बरी किया जाता है सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जरिए। आप मजाक कर रहे हो क्या?
तो फिर क्या करना चाहिए यास्मीन जी? जिहाद करना चाहिए।
बेंच, जजेस की बेंच,
सोल्यूशन क्या है? आप भी जो इस वक्त टीवी पे कह रही हैं, आप क्या कहने की कोशिश कर रही हैं?
ट्विस्ट कर रही हैं।
मैं ट्विस्ट क्या कर रही हूँ?
ट्विस्ट कर रहे हैं।
आपने लिटरली यही बोला ना, जो आपने पूरी भूमिका बांधी। व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू से इज दैट नाउ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज नॉट टू बी ट्रस्टेड।
जिहाद, मेरी बात का जवाब सुन लीजिए, जवाब सुन लीजिए। जिहाद का मतलब है इंसाफ की लड़ाई लड़ना, हक की लड़ाई लड़ना, गलत बात को नहीं मानना, ना इंसाफी को नहीं मानना। इट्स जिहाद। आप जिहाद को ट्विस्ट करके
ना इंसाफी नहीं मानने के लिए क्या करेंगे यास्मीन जी? व्हाट इज द एंड रिजल्ट? व्हाट आर यू प्रपोजिंग? एक डेमोक्रेसी में आदमी टू फाइट इनजस्टिस कैन गो टू कोर्ट, but you have delegitimized court. So what are you suggesting as a possible solution? What are you suggesting as a possible solution?
आप एक बात बताइए, आप एक बात बताइए। हाँ, वही मैं आपसे सलूशन पूछ रही हूँ। आदमी दिल से जब तकलीफ होती है तो आह निकलती है। बिल्किस बानो के मामले में आप क्या कहेंगी? बात तो सच है मगर बात है रुसवाई की। बिल्किस बानो के मामले में आप क्या कहेंगी?
वो भी तो मामला कोर्ट में ही गया।
में आप क्या कहेंगी?
जो लोग वहां पे अरेस्ट हुए,
ऑर्डर करता है,
वो भी तो हमारे स्टेट ने ही किया है। आप बिल्कुल सही कह रही हैं, बट दैट इज द इंडियन स्टेट यास्मीन जी। सड़क पर आके कोई फैसला नहीं हो सकता है, वो भी फैसला कोर्ट में ही हुआ। वो अरेस्ट भी पुलिस ने ही किए।
क्या बात करेंगी आप? वक्फ पे क्या बात करेंगी आप? बुलडोजर पे क्या? सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑर्डर कर रहा है कि बुलडोजर,
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ही रोक रहा है बुलडोजर एक्शन, जिस सुप्रीम कोर्ट को आप कॉम्प्रोमाइज कह रही हैं।
और बुलडोजर फिर भी चल रहा है फिर भी बुलडोजर चल रहा है।
डॉक्टर आनंद रंगनाथन, क्विक रिबटल। ये सिर्फ आह निकल रही है।
मैं परसों,
ये कोई थ्रेट नहीं है, ये आह है।
यास्मीन, देखिए यास्मीन जी की मैं इज्जत करता हूँ। यास्मीन जी,
आप एक बात सुनिए। मैंने किसी के बीच में नहीं बोला, मेरी बात पूरी सुन लीजिए। मुझे बड़ी हंसी आई है। एक बार मैं जा रही थी स्कूल, मेरे कभी जहन में भी ये बात नहीं आई थी। आज के हर स्कूल में लड़की को जो है वो पैंट शर्ट पहन रही है। क्या आपका ड्रेस कोड पैंट शर्ट है? आपकी संस्कृति क्या पैंट शर्ट है? जो आप हर स्कूल में हर लड़की को पैंट शर्ट पहना रहे हैं और एहतजाज नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन एक सर कवर करने पे आप एहतजाज कर रहे हैं। आप सोचिए कि मुसलमानों को आपने,
हमारी संस्कृति ये है कि जिसको जो पहनना है वो अपनी आजादी से पहन सकती है, और जहां तक सर कवर करने की बात है वो अगर यूनिफॉर्म में इंक्लूडेड है तो करना पड़ेगा, आपको भी करना पड़ेगा, मुझे भी करना पड़ेगा। अगर यूनिफॉर्म में नहीं है तो उसकी इजाजत नहीं होगी। बहरहाल डॉक्टर आनंद रंगनाथन, डॉक्टर इट्स वेरी,
ये देखिए बिना
डॉक्टर रंगनाथन क्विक रिबट,
पैंट शर्ट आपकी
ना, इट इज वेरी, अब यास्मीन जी सुन लीजिए, अब
डॉक्टर रंगनाथन
मेरे को 2 मिनट पहले बोले,
मेरी बात आप पूरी
यस पद्मजा, हाउ कैन आई, thank you. Now, it is very sad, I'll tell you, at multiple levels, that someone as elderly as Yasmin ji is spreading so much falsehood. I shudder to think that she is heard by thousands, maybe millions of Muslims. And that is the reason why you have these people who want to blow up this country with ammonium nitrate, because of the false information. Now, starting from Navika, I beg your pardon, Padmaja, I did not interrupt. This is very unfair because I have very limited time and I wanted to burst her falsehoods. Can I please not be interrupted?
Yes, go on.
Thank you. First of all, her blatantly lying as far as the Supreme Court judgment is concerned. Let me tell you verbatim, this is what the Supreme Court accepted in the Ayodhya judgment. Number 1, the Babri Mosque was not constructed on vacant land. The excavation indicated the presence of an underlying structure below the disputed structure. Number 2, the underlying structure was not of Islamic origin. Number 3, on a preponderance of probabilities, the archaeological findings on the nature of the underlying structure indicate it to be of Hindu religious origin, dating 12th century AD. Number 4, the layered excavation at the site of excavation has also revealed the existence of a circular shrine together with a Makara Pranala indicative of Hindu worship dating back to the 8th to 10th century. Now, if you want to deny all this, then by all means you deny it, but then you are fomenting trouble. You are giving rise to millions of fundamentalists who have no presence of any truth whatsoever. And finally, as far as you saying कि हमारा कल्चर है कि हम ढके अपना, क्या आप कहेंगे कि सानिया मिर्जा टेनिस ना खेले क्योंकि वो स्कर्ट पहनती हैं? क्या आप कहेंगे कि हमारे मुस्लिम गर्ल्स स्विमर्स ना हो? क्या आप कहेंगे जो हमारी आर्मी में जाती है, मिलिट्री में जाती है, वो शर्ट पैंट ना पहने? ये क्या लगा रखा है आपने?
And what is even more shocking is how MC Abbas, anyone can try and rationalize, which, let's make no mistake, behind all the sophistry is a naked call to violence and spreading enmity. How can anyone of the stature of Imran Masood today say, "Arey halat aise hain"? You know, hate is being normalized in the name of halat. What halat?
I'll tell you, Padmaja, I've been a practicing Muslim for all my life, and I can tell you, hate is being spread right here on the show, and I'll tell you why, and I'll prove you why. Please allow me uninterrupted time. Firstly, my dear friend Anand Ranganathan, I don't think you're an author. You sound more like a fanboy of Zakir Naik, who I highly condemn. Your verse 56, verse 492, verse 1, verse 2. Respected sir, Allah in the Quran says, लकुम दीनुकुम वलिय दीन, हमारा दीन हमारे साथ, आपका दीन आपके साथ. Not just that, Allah, the God Almighty, that power, that energy is Rabbul Alameen and not Rabbul Muslimin, which means the Almighty Supreme Power belongs to the world and not us merely Muslims. So this selective Anand Ranganathan is known to be a guy on television who selects certain quotes, verses from here and there, puts it together. Oh, Islam is radical, Islam is fundamental, Islam is... No. I did not interrupt you, Anand Ranganathan. Kindly give me a full time.
Then you are being personal. Don't take my name then.
I'm a practicing Muslim. You hear me now. No. This is wrong. Don't interrupt. Don't get rattled, Anand.
Don't be an extremist.
Don't get rattled.
Don't take my name.
Anand,
you say whatever you want to say without taking my name.
Allow me the
Don't
time
get personal.
to complete my point.
No, you have no right to be personal. Don't be a fundamentalist out here. Don't be an extremist.
You know, MC Abbas, I don't even want to get into the theological debate. It was a political statement made with political intent. How can it be justified? Why should this man not be jailed?
Allow me. Okay. Why should this man not be jailed? Ma'am, please go watch a video where Mehboob Madani has answered Parvez Musharraf and shown him the mirror. It was at your channel, NDTV Summit, NDTV Conclave. Mehboob Madani does not need any certificate from any media house. He is somebody who's done hundreds of interfaith dialogues with the greatest spiritual dharams of our Hindu brothers and our Christian brothers and our Sikh brothers. He is somebody who served as a parliamentarian.
Sir, nobody is giving a certificate. But what he is saying, anyone with a brain can understand what he is trying to do here.
Can I get 1 minute? Can I get 1 minute, please? Mehboob Madani is a proud Indian, and this Indian has led several summits and conclaves against terrorism in the year 2012.
So, if today he is trying to provoke one community against another, what are we supposed to do? Look at his past record and say it's fine.
I'll tell you now. Now I'll tell you. Do you know, Padmaja, are you even aware on your channel NDTV who said Supreme Court is supreme but not infallible? Former Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, said this on your channel NDTV to Maria Shakil and another anchor of your channel. The fact of the matter is the Supreme Court of India allows us to dissent with the verdict as well.
Sir, nobody is questioning the idea of dissent. What is being questioned here is a call to violence. Let's not try and hide behind excuses. What this gentleman said, Tuhin Sinha, is this dissent? And if this is not dissent, if this is provocation, just a second. Only 10 seconds, because I really must bring in Tuhin Sinha. Only 10 seconds, Dr. Ranganathan.
You're not allowing me to complete my point, Padmaja. 30 seconds.
Abbas, please. Abbas, you're a very dear friend.
Abbas, give me 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds more, then I really must bring in Tuhin Sinha. 30 seconds.
30 seconds, I appreciate that. The fact, what does Mehboob Madani says? Today, the media and the BJP, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, RSS brings in what? Land jihad. Thoop jihad, ye jihad, there is nothing of that sort. What does jihad means? Jihad means struggle. Jihad means fighting against oppression.
Sir, please don't insult the intelligence of those watching. When you tell people कि जो वंदे मातरम गाता है वो मुर्दा कौम है, हम आखिरी सांस तक लड़ेंगे, the intent, the design and the pattern is not lost on anyone. Please, sir, you know all of this is a fig leaf that you hide behind. 10 seconds, Anand Ranganathan, then Tuhin Sinha. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, this is very unfair because I gave 10 seconds of my time to my good friend Abbas and he's taken... Abbas, please, I beg of you. Thank you. You're a very dear friend. Now, quote, Madani is a proud Indian, unquote. Abbas, I ask you a very simple question. Have I misinterpreted this or have I quoted you verbatim here? Yes or no? Have I quoted you verbatim?
Sir, you have not read Quran in its entirety. You're absolutely wrong.
Have I quoted you verbatim?
From here and there.
Madani is a proud Indian.
Copy paste and
Madani is a proud Indian. Have I quoted you verbatim?
Absolutely.
Madani is a proud Indian. Have I quoted you verbatim? Yes or no? Why don't you answer that? Don't be scared.
He will answer that.
Don't be scared.
NDTV Summit.
He won't even answer this. Padmaja.
And Mahmood Madani.
Padmaja, he won't even answer this. Whether I have quoted him verbatim or not. Look at the trembling. Look at the trembling of this guy. The situation is irredeemable because he won't even answer whether I have quoted him verbatim. He's so scared of the follow-up that he won't even say yes or no. Whether I have quoted him verbatim. If you have the guts, you say it. Stop laughing like a nervous cat. Say whether I have quoted you verbatim. Do you have the guts to say that? Madani is a proud Indian.
Till his last breath.
Have I quoted you verbatim?
Nobody.
Have I quoted you?
To give him
this is the problem.
He comes from a family.
They just see it fundamentalists, left, right, and center. Each one tries to behave like a zombie.
Fighters. Please.
Each one tries to behave like a zombie. It's very unfortunate.
He comes from a family who
very unfortunate.
And why does it take such an effort to just condemn a statement that has the potential of creating enmity between communities? It's as simple as that. Say we do not agree with this, and Tuhin Sinha, the question then lies with the government. Why isn't action taken? First you had the justification of the Delhi blast, and now this.
Padmaja, I've been hearing everybody. Allow me to make some important points. First of all, of the many provocative things that Madani has been saying, there are two things in common. One, that the Supreme Court is anti-Muslim, and number two, that the government is persecuting Muslims. Now, not surprisingly, this seems to be an extension of the current Congress party's lingo and mindset. It was Rahul Gandhi who questioned Supreme Court on the CA in way back in 2023 February in Cambridge. It was Kharge and Jairam Ramesh who have both questioned the Supreme Court on CAA and on the Waqf Amendment Act. So first of all, it's an extension of the Congress party, and throughout Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi has been saying the same things. Now, point number two, Abbas is shocked by the fact that, the word jihad has been used by us. No. The word love jihad was first used by Kerala High Court in the year 2009 in its landmark judgment, where for the first time the Kerala High Court said that 40,000 girls seem to have been unnaturally converted and love jihad seems to be a reality. Since then, it has been used at least 3 to 4 times by multiple courts across the country. So no, we are not using that term, but yes, demography distortion through impersonation of religion, involving religion, is a reality, and that needs to be called out. Number 3, why are these statements coming all of a sudden? Because it is an attempt to whitewash white collar terrorism the same way Congress party started doing it immediately after the bomb blast.
Why aren't you arresting him? Why aren't you arresting him? A police complaint has been filed against him. If he has made such openly provocative statements, it's been 2 days. Why is no action taken?
I can assure you over here that we are capable of decisive action, like we have shown with Hurriyat leaders in Kashmir, and decisive action will follow. We tend to give people a long rope, but when we pull that rope, it is irreversible. So, this kind of a threat mongering will not be tolerated. But yes, today, Maulana, Madani and Congress are equal threats, because, I just want to remind you, Imran Masood, just 10 seconds, it was Imran Masood who had recently equated Hamas with Shaheed Bhagat Singh. So there is something sinister which the Congress party is working on right now.
You need to create, my dear friend Tuhin Sinha, if you'd like to arrest Mr. Madani, then you need to create one more arrest warrant against your own BJP appointed governor, Mr. Arif Mahmood Khan, who also said the statement that if there is oppression, till there is oppression, there will be jihad. Now you speak of love jihad, land jihad, thuk jihad. Let me tell you, none of that exists in Islam. Now hear me out. Now hear me. Do you even know, sir, of which family he belongs? Jamiatul Ulama Hind, which had a large role to play in the India's freedom movement. His father was a freedom fighter. His great-grandfather was a freedom fighter. So you, or the likes of you, cannot shake the likes of Madani, who come from a legacy, who come from a lineage of fighting for the freedom movement of this country. Are you even aware of that, sir? Are you even aware of
what does his background have anything to do with anything, sir? Mukhtar Ansari came from a very, very proud family. He had great lineage, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he was a criminal and he was jailed. Dr. Ranganathan, then I'm coming back to Yasmin Farooqui. Dr. Ranganathan.
Even Jinnah was highly educated. Even Jinnah was a freedom fighter. And till 5 years ago, Jinnah's portrait hung proudly in AMU. So let's not beat about the bush. Let's not rewrite history. The point is, nothing would change unless the so-called moderates amongst the Muslim community realize that terrorism and terrorists use the bulwarks or the crutches of a religion, of the scriptures. They keep on defending the indefensible and they keep on sprouting thousands of Umars. That is the problem out here.
And Yasmin Farooqui, if this effort is being made for something as simple as ये बोला जा रहा है कि भाई वंदे मातरम हमारा राष्ट्र गीत है, राष्ट्र गीत गाने के लिए अभी कहा जा रहा है, इट इज बीइंग थ्रस्ट ऑन अस, और सिर्फ वंदे मातरम गा करके कोई मुर्दा कौम हो जाएगा। मतलब इस लेवल तक भड़का रहे हैं कि अपने देश के खिलाफ, अपने राष्ट्र गीत के खिलाफ ये भी आप उसको भड़काएंगे।
अगर आप बायस्ड होके बैठे हुए हो और आप सिर्फ ये सोच रहे हो कि सिर्फ अगेंस्ट बोलना है और हमें सिर्फ ये कहना है कि वो गलत आदमी है, तो मैं एक पहले तो उसका बैकग्राउंड देख लीजिए कि वो उसके पीछे जो फॉलोअर्स हैं वो लोग हैं जो 47 में जिन्होंने अपनी जानें गंवाई हैं। वो आदमी बेवकूफ़ आदमी नहीं है। और वंदे मातरम की बात को एक आप पकड़ के बैठे जा रहे हो, उसका मकसद ये नहीं है कि वंदे मातरम बोला, कोई बोल रहा है तो बोल रहा है, कौन मना कर रहा है? हर स्कूलों में वंदे मातरम पढ़ाया जा रहा है,
वो मना कर रहे हैं,
बोल रहे हैं,
वो मना कर रहे
हैं।
हैं। अरे हम आपको सुना देते हैं उन्होंने क्या बोला है वंदे मातरम के बारे में, क्योंकि आप जो एक नैरेटिव पेंट कर रहे हैं मैम, वही तो प्रॉब्लम है। आप कह रहे हैं कि अगर कोर्ट वक्फ के ऊपर आपके मन मर्जी का रूलिंग ना दे तो कोर्ट आपके खिलाफ, अगर ट्रिपल तलाक आउटलॉ हो जाए सरकार आपके खिलाफ, अगर वंदे मातरम कोई गवाए तो देश आपके खिलाफ। यू आर ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट दिस नैरेटिव दैट एवरी सिंगल एक्शन दैट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टुडे ऑफ एवरी सिटीजन इज इन सम वे परसिक्यूशन। दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम।
रूलिंग करोगे तो आपको सुनना नहीं है, आपको सुनना नहीं है, सिर्फ कहना है। आपको उनकी सुनना है जिनकी सुनना है, आपको हमारी जो सही बात है वो नहीं सुनना। इसलिए जिनकी सुनना है आप उनको आधा 15 मिनट देते हो।
आप बताइए वंदे मातरम में क्या खराबी है जिसको लेकर के आप कह रहे हैं कि आपकी कौम को मुर्दा बनाया जा रहा है? बताइए वंदे मातरम में क्या खराबी है जिसको गा करके आप मुर्दा कौम हो जाएंगे? बताइए।
आप कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है, ना उन्होंने इस वे में वो कही है। आपकी मर्जी है, जिस तरह जिस चाहे ट्विस्ट कर लीजिए वक्त को और बात को। उनका मकसद इस तरह का नहीं है।
ठीक है, उन्होंने क्या बोला है वंदे मातरम के ऊपर? आई विल प्ले इट आउट फॉर यू इन 30 सेकंड्स। क्विकली डॉक्टर रंगनाथन एंड तुहिन सिन्हा रिस्पॉन्ड
लीजिए। आप धर्मास्थान का जो कानून है उसको आप क्या कहेंगे?
प्रॉब्लम ये होती है,
बात तो जो है वो तो आप उड़ा दीजिए।
यास्मीन जी सुन लीजिए,
एक प्रॉब्लम को कर लीजिए।
यास्मीन जी आप मुझसे बुजुर्ग हैं और मैं आप जिस तरह से बोलती हैं वो मुझे,
मैं आपसे बात
आप सुनिए
भाई, मैं
नहीं, ये गलत बात है। हिंदू मुस्लिम मत लाइए बीच में। देखिए हम सब डिबेट कर रहे हैं, अगर आपको डिबेट करनी है तो आपको डिबेट करनी होगी, वरना आप ना आइए डिबेट। कैन आई प्लीज कंटिन्यू?
आप लाते हो हिंदू,
कैन आई प्लीज कंटिन्यू? बात जस्टिस की होती है,
हिंदू मुस्लिम
बात जस्टिस की।
देखिए बात
डॉक्टर रंगनाथन,
देखिए बात जस्टिस और इक्वालिटी की है, बात हिंदू मुस्लिम की है ही नहीं। मैं तो एथिस्ट हूं। आप सुनिए मेरी बात। क्या यास्मीन जी से आप ये पूछ लीजिए कि जो हमारे ब्रेव मुस्लिम सोल्जर्स हैं, जो कि अपनी हिंदुस्तान के लिए पता नहीं कितने हजारों में जान दी है उन्होंने, बॉर्डर पे लड़ते हैं, हमें डिफेंड करते हैं, हम प्राउड है उनके। क्या आपको कोई ऑब्जेक्शन है जब वो गढ़वाल रेजिमेंट में हो और वो कहें बद्री विशाल की जय, या राजपूताना राइफल्स में हो बजरंग बली की जय? क्या आपको ऑब्जेक्शन है, हाँ या ना? अगर आपको ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है तो फिर आपको वंदे मातरम में दुर्गा मां का ऑब्जेक्शन क्यों है? ये दोगलापन क्यों है?
यास्मीन जी
ये पूछिए
जवाब।
ये आवाज से पूछिए।
अपना जाती मसला है, ये मेरा मसला नहीं है।
अच्छा, अब जाती मसला हो गया।
जवाब सुनिए,
नाविका, does she mean that the two paragraphs should be reinstated?
बिल्कुल,
This is the problem.
ये मेरा जाती मसला है। अच्छा ठीक है, मैं पसंद नहीं करती।
हिपोक्रेसी। सुनिए मेरी बात सुनिए, ये हिंदू मुस्लिम का मामला है ही नहीं।
ट्रैक ही गलत है।
अच्छा बस, हाँ बस गलत हो गया, आंसर नहीं करना तो गलत हो गया। मैंने आपसे पूछा,
मैं आपको जवाब दे नहीं हूँ।
मैं आपसे बात भी नहीं करता क्योंकि आप लॉजिक से बात ही नहीं करती हैं। पद्मजा, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, आपको मैंने ट्राई कर लिया, आप फेल हो चुकी हैं। पद्मजा, इट्स अ सिंपल क्वेश्चन। If Muslims in India have no objection to fellow Muslims, shout now, please. Padmaja, please. Padmaja, please.
One at a time,
please lower her face.
Yes.
Yeah. Padmaja, this question needs to be asked of every conscientious Muslim, proud Muslim. If a Muslim or a Muslim community leader has no objection to a fellow Muslim in the armed forces chanting Badri Vishal ki jai as he goes out to fight for our country, and he's part of Garhwal Rifles, or Bajrang Bali ki jai, if a Muslim has no objection to a fellow Muslim shouting that, then why should one object to a Muslim chanting Vande Mataram, or even including in Vande Mataram the two objectionable paragraphs, so-called objectionable, that had Durga Ma reference to it? This is the question that no Muslim will have the guts to answer, because it exposes their hypocrisy.
No, and there will be several people who also sing Vande Mataram in schools, in their personal lives. why are there a section of people who will decide to make it seem as some kind of human rights abuse? I want to play out actually what it is that Mr. Madani said about Vande Mataram in particular, just to make sure that no one thinks it is being taken out of context. Listen.
कि हमारे सामने मुश्किलात और परेशानियां हैं और बसा औकात मुश्किलात की बेशुमार फौजों को देखकर हम अपने मुस्तकबिल से मायूस होते हैं। लेकिन आप सिर्फ अपने ऊपर नहीं बल्कि पूरे आलम इंसानियत पर नज़र डालिए। क्या दुनिया में आज कोई जिंदा कौम ऐसी भी है जो मुश्किलात में महसूर न हो? इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ कि मुश्किलात ज़िंदगी की अलामत है। मुर्दा कौमें मुश्किलात में मुब्तला नहीं होती, वो तो सरेंडर कर देती है। वो कहेंगे वंदे मातरम पढ़ो तो पढ़ना शुरू कर दें। ये पहचान होगी मुर्दा कौम होने की, और अगर जिंदा कौम है तो।
यास्मीन फारूकी, दैट वाज द कॉन्टेक्स्ट। क्या मरोड़ करके दिखाया गया है, क्या तोड़ मरोड़ के दिखाया गया है?
इसमें कुछ नहीं, उन्होंने ये कहा है जिंदा कौम। मेरी बात सुनिए, उन्होंने सिर्फ ये कहा है कि जिंदा कौम और मुर्दा कौम। मुर्दा कौम सर झुका लेती है, जिंदा कौम गलत को एहतजाज करती है।
क्या गलत है वंदे मातरम में?
पहले बातें
वही तो मैं पूछ रही हूँ। उन्होंने क्या कहा? उन्होंने कहा कि भाई आपको वंदे मातरम गाने के लिए बोला जाता है तो आप मुर्दा कौम की तरह गाने के तैयार हो जाते हैं।
उन्होंने वंदे मातरम पे ये बात नहीं कही है। आप मेरी बात सुन रही हैं? उन्होंने वंदे मातरम पे ये बात नहीं कही है। उन्होंने मुर्दा कौम और जिंदा कौम और चीज़ों पे कहा है कि जुल्म को सहना, जैसा कि आज का कानून नया नया आप बना रहे हो, या जो चीजें
I mean, you know, if somebody was to stare you in the face and lie, it's apparent, you know, all of these different statements seen together, what is the narrative being built there is amply clear to anyone with even a quarter of a brain.
Well, Padmaja, let me sum up the larger point because I'm sure time is short. You know, after the recent terror module at Al Falala University has been busted, any religious leader of the community would have been extremely careful about the usage of his words. And here, he would have understood the implications of such provocative words. Over here, you know, Madani has been repeatedly provoking the community, and the implications might be extremely dangerous. But sadly, it is the Congress party which is echoing the same sentiments. You know, people like Imran Masood, the Congress party has any which way been an enabler, but Madani will also seem to be an enabler, and of course action will follow. The government is very cognizant of the national security apparatus.
You know, a lot of people actually think that such people are fielded to Sinha by your party. The same accusation was made towards Asaduddin Owaisi earlier, and now Mahmood Madani. That who knows? Today he is here just to ensure there are a lot of clerics who don't agree with him. But people have conspiracy theories that the BJP always props up such people in order to polarize.
People like Madani will, continue to flourish till the time you have people like Syed Abbas who keep telling you that 80 years ago his family did this, 70 years ago his family did this, and 50 years ago his family did this. The point is, in the current situation, what he's doing is obnoxious. What he's doing will have implications, and the country will deal with it very decisively and sternly.
Syed Abbas.
Yeah. Firstly, respected sir, you or the likes of you or Anand Ranganathan or Tuhin Sinha, Madani Sahab is not indebted to you in any way for any certificates of patriotism, because this man has been awarded by several governments, being BJP or the Congress, for his education reforms, for the reforms he's brought about in madrasas. And not just that, sir, he comes from the Jamiatul Ulama Hind, whose family worked for the India's freedom movement. He's been a 6 years parliamentarian. His father has been a parliamentarian for 17 years. And he's one who has the peace reforms with several spiritual gurus, Pandits, Seers, Hindus, Muslims.
I don't want to hear his biodata.
Now hear me out. Now you hear me out, sir. Sir, you speak of, now hear me. Now hear me. Sir, now let me also tell you, Tuhin, now hear me. When you speak of Vande Mataram, hear me what I have to say. Our Prophet Muhammad says,
If you can't call out this present mysterious statements, I'm not interested in his biodata.
Hear me out, my friend. Our Prophet Muhammad says, Hubbul Watan, live for your country, love for your country, your patriotism towards your country. Vande Mataram, what does it mean? Praise, praise. Hear me out, buddy.
Say that Muslims are flourishing in India.
Have the courage to hear me out.
If you are being honest, if you are being so honest over here,
one at a time,
say that
please. Asad Abbas.
Padmaja, give me 30 seconds, please. Vande Mataram, very important topic, Padmaja. I'm glad that I'm able to address the youth of this country, especially the Muslim youth. I differ with Madani Saab here. I don't think there should be a problem in reading Vande Mataram. I have read the Vande Mataram. What does Vande Mataram mean? Which means Mother India. Praise to the Mother India. And when a prophet speaks of Hubbul Watan, when a prophet speaks of love for the country, why not? It is the same Mother India where we keep
and
our
great, if you can see that, Syed Asad Abbas, then surely Mahmood Madani can as well. So all the more reason that one has to wonder why he would go in front of a gathering of hundreds of people and make the singing of Vande Mataram seem like some kind of state-sanctioned oppression. That is the whole point.
20 crore Indians, hear me out. When 15 to 20 crore Indians read namaz every day, we keep our forehead on the ground in our sajda. Not just that, when the beautiful...
Sir, I am not asking what 15 crore Indians do right now. I am asking you, why is Mr. Madani urging them to do otherwise? That is the question I am asking. And since you gave huge certificates of legitimacy to Mr. Madani, now you need to answer why he can't see what you and 15 crore Indians are seeing. I want to play out again. Because again, you can keep, and Dr. Ranganathan, I will bring you in on that. You can keep going round and round and saying, oh, the word jihad is misinterpreted. Oh, he's only saying that largely we disagree with what the Supreme Court has ruled. But when you see all of this in entirety, make no mistake that the message is this country is oppressing you and you need to rise up against this country. Listen in again.
No.
Listen in again.
क्या दुनिया में आज कोई जिंदा कौम ऐसी भी है जो मुश्किलात में महसूर न हो? इसलिए मैं कहता हूं कि मुश्किलात जिंदगी की अलामत है. मुर्दा कौमें मुश्किलात में मुब्तला नहीं होती, वो तो सरेंडर कर देती है. वो कहेंगे वंदे मातरम पढ़ो तो पढ़ना शुरू कर दे.
जिंदा कौमें सरेंडर नहीं करती. डॉक्टर रंगनाथन जब बोलते हैं वंदे मातरम पढ़ो तो सरेंडर कर देती हैं.
You know what the tragedy is, that I don't even want to go to the fact that the Hindus have surrendered. The Indian nation has surrendered to appeasement because they don't even want to sing, or Madani doesn't even want to sing the truncated Vande Mataram. I want to ask Abbas, will he sing the original Vande Mataram that symbolizes the Indian motherland as Durga and Saraswati? Say yes or no.
You want to hear me?
Will you?
I will sing it right now.
Will you
hear me?
Do you have any objection to? Yes, sing it. Sing it.
Yes,
sing it with Durga, Saraswati, and
firstly,
sing it with Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati.
Hear me out, buddy.
Sing it.
Beat Durga Ma, beat Saraswati Ma, beat the Gayatri Mantra, beat the Hanuman Chalisa. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapishti Un Log Ujagar, Ram Dut Atulit Parnama, Anjani Putra Pavan Sut Ma, or even a Jai Shri Ram.
Yes, and
Jesus. Or even, Jo Bole So Nihal, this is my country, my India. The likes of you or the BJP cannot fight my India.
And no, it's not a question of likes of you.
India,
then you have to address.
For my India.
Then you have to address why people
today.
like Madani won't even sing the truncated Vande Mataram. No, sorry. No.
Because my prophet
you have to accept that you are an outlier. You have to accept that people like Owaisi demanded an apology from his MLA or MP who actually chanted Ganpati Bappa Moria.
So hear me out.
You are pretending to be an outlier when you are cushioning. When you are cushioning the negation of Vande Mataram paragraph by millions of Muslims.
Don't
play takiya on me. Don't play takiya on me.
Syed Asad Abbas, then it's doubly tragic. It's doubly tragic that you, who has no hesitation in reciting Vande Mataram, Ganpati Bappa Moria, Jai Shri Ram, should sit here and defend what Mahmood Madani has said, because you, according to his definition, are a murda qaum. You are exactly the person that he referred to as a Murda Qaum, and sir, you will be the ones to be singled out the day the fundamentalists get the India that they are dreaming of, that they are calling for violence for. That is the tragedy, that you should sit on national TV and defend these utterances, because you will be marked out before anyone else. I'm going to have to end it at that, and let's not let Tuhin Sinha off the hook, because if these things are being said in a secular country, as much as the entire onus is on people who are saying it, it is also on the government to answer what are they doing to stop it, what are they doing to check it, or does it at the end of the day simply suit everyone? One side defends it and benefits, and the other stays blind to what the outcome could be. Thanks very much for joining us. Taking a quick break.